Okay, so I heard that Watchtower Bible and Tract Society is hanging up on people when they call about the Australian Royal Commission. So I got my phone here. I'm gonna record the call so y'all can hear. I'm gonna see how many times I can call before they block me. See, I don't know what to expect here, so hold on. Here we go.
Good afternoon, Jehovah's Witnesses.
Hi, I'd like to talk to somebody about the Australian Royal Commission.
I'm sorry, I don't know how I can be of assistance to you.
Well, I want to find out what y'all think about how the court went yesterday.
Hold on one moment.
Maybe this is where they disconnect me. They might not come back to the phone. They might leave me on hold for an hour or so. I don't know. Other people have been saying that they're getting hung up, put on hold, and then hung up on. We'll see what happens anyway. I don't know what they're doing. See. Let's see what they say. I don't know. Oh yeah, there's the Jurassic Park song.
Caller, I have someone to help you, all right?
All right, awesome.
Hello, this is the Office of Public Information for Jehovah's Witnesses. How may I help you?
Hi, I got a chance to watch the Australian branch overseer and them on the Australian Royal Commission yesterday. And I was wondering in what you would have to say about how well that went in court.
Okay, are you with the media, miss?
No, no, I'm just a private citizen. No, I just want to know what you all think of it.
Understood. Our office deals with the media, so I can't personally answer your phone call, but we appreciate your phone call.
Well, who can tell me what you have to say about it?
You could feel free to call back to the switchboard. They're the ones who direct phone calls.
Oh, and so you are who? I can tell them not to send me to you again.
Oh, no problem. This is the Office of Public Information for Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Well, that was exciting. Let's see. We'll call them back and see if they say anything else, right?
Good afternoon, Jehovah's Witnesses.
Hi, I called just a few minutes ago, and I guess I was sent to the media department, and I'm not the media. I'm just a citizen wanting to know what y'all thought about the Australian Royal Commission yesterday.
Seems like they were not able to assist you, so maybe you can
Well, they said to
wait
call
for more information.
They said to call the switchboard back and to ask to talk to somebody else because they couldn't give me any information yet.
Okay, let me see where I can send you. One moment.
All right. I don't think anybody will be able to say about it because I don't think they watched it. They probably don't even know what happened. You'd think somebody there would watch it and know what happened. Another minute and a half. Enigmas, he's trying to find out if I was able to talk to him. But I can't really message him back because I'm on the phone. They're not going to let me talk to anybody, I don't think. My lunch. You play the same song again? That Jurassic Park song that they got. One of their Kingdom melodies, I guess. Sounds like Jurassic Park, doesn't it? Enigma says okay. I don't think they're going to find anybody that can answer any questions about the Royal Commission because they probably don't even tell each other about what's going on. I don't think any of them know anything about it. They thought that the media department might know something about it, but I don't think anybody there will even have an answer. I just really don't. Let me see what happens. I watched the Australian Royal Commission live yesterday with a whole group of XJWs in the chat. You know, we watched the live stream, and it was amazing how many lies they told. You know, about numerous things. You're like, oh my God, no. You know, how can they say that? You know, they're talking about shunning and everything, and people being old enough to be shunned and make that decision of not being a Jehovah's Witness because they're adults or near adult. But you know, the truth of the matter is they're baptizing kids at 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and they don't know what the repercussions of any of that would be. And I know for a fact, and I've heard it firsthand from the people themselves, that they're 14, 15 years old, and 14, 15 years old, and their parents kick them out of their house, even though they're a minor, because they don't want to go back to the organization. You know, I'm sorry, but regardless of what your children choose to believe, you're still responsible for them. You know, I've been through that. I know the state that you live in, if you're in the United States and maybe even other countries, they can prosecute the parents for doing that to their children. And you know, Jehovah's Witnesses would just rather go to jail than go against the organization, and that's how is that following the rules of the land? Now, in the Royal Commission, they said, "Oh yeah, we will follow the rules set by, by the government and everything, but they don't. They will choose, and they will tell you they will choose their doctrine over the rules of the land every time, even if it means going to prison. And at the Australian Royal Commission, they outright lied. And see, they think that lying is okay if it's done to protect the organization. There's so many different ways that they look at it, and they can lie right in front of the Royal Commission and think that that's okay. But most people do understand that Christians who are truly following Christ and are God-fearing people do not lie. They know that's wrong, and they will tell the truth even if they get in trouble for telling the truth. I've gotten in trouble for telling the truth. Got me in a lot of trouble. I'll leave that for a story one day. But see, now they're not going to come back. See, this is almost 7 minutes on hold, and they can't find anybody that will answer any questions that I have about the Royal Commission. They can't scratch anybody up. They're probably going, hey, did you watch the Royal Commission? They're going, what? What are you talking about? There is nobody there that knows anything about it. Which is odd. You think that they'd be gathered around the television, watching what's going on at their branch office in Australia. Somebody should know what's going on. So, what a big mess. I couldn't believe during they were talking to the person that was in charge of their service department in the Australian branch, and also the person that used to be the branch overseer there, but I guess he went to New Guinea or something. Now they shipped him off. But anyway, they came back, and there were times in the courtroom that the judge was asking them questions that they were beating around the bush, passing the buck, you name it. They just would not give them a straight answer. And finally the judge says, he just kind of laughed. He was like, man, we're just not going to get an answer from them. And the whole courtroom laughed at him about that. They laughed at the representatives of the organization because they were just not listening. And they kept repeating the same thing over again, instead of answering a question. Oh, well, I understand why you think that way, or yeah, I acknowledge that you think that way, but they would not answer the question. They were just saying, yeah, I know you think that way. But, they say give a person enough rope, they'll hang themselves, and that's exactly what they did. It was shameful, the things that they said and how they acted. No good. So I wanted to get the world headquarters here. I wanted to get their opinion on what they had to say. Now, I believe that the Jehovah's Witness organization will say, oh yeah, it was a tremendous success, and we're going to abide by everything that they said to do, but they haven't. They haven't yet, and I think they're just buying time. The more times that they actually go to court, they can stretch it out and stretch it out and stretch it out. You know how people appeal. Appeals can take years and years. Well, they're just buying time. I don't think they're serious about obeying the rules of the land and doing what the commission says that they should do. I don't think so. They say, well, we've done all we can do as far as our biblical guidelines will let us. That's not true. They're totally unwilling to examine the way that they think or do things to find out if it's actually the way it should be. Now, they've been putting on the website clips of what's happening to the witnesses in Russia, about how they're planting publications in the kingdom halls and stuff, so they could get them in trouble on purpose. And they've been putting that clips of that on jw.org and the associated sites. But they haven't put one thing up for the members of the organization to see or hear anything about what's going on in the Australian Royal Commission. Nothing. So I don't think these people that I'm calling will know anything about it. And I don't think they're going to have anybody that will be able to answer questions. Now I'm up to 11 minutes on hold. And like I say, they're not going to find anybody that's going to be able to answer any questions about it because none of them know about it. They haven't heard about it. They're not told about it. Everything is real hush-hush. Because if they did put it up on their website or they did start talking about it in magazines and stuff like that, I think that a lot of people would just upright leave, and they know that, so they're keeping it quiet on purpose. It's one of those lies by omission that they, tell the members. If they don't know about it, we don't need to tell them unless they ask. And that's the same thing that's happening about calling the police when a child is molested or a woman is raped or anything like that that happens. Even if they know that one of the people in the congregation murdered people before they were baptized. So the murderer comes up, gets baptized, and then the congregation will hide them and not turn them in. So actually they're harboring a fugitive inside the organization because it's confidential information that they know about that person. They won't tell the authorities. And they hide a lot of those things because they don't want to tarnish the reputation of the organization. And it goes on and on and on like that, just terrible. 13 minutes. Like I say, I don't think they're going to actually find anybody that knows anything about what happened yesterday. I say yesterday, March 10th, but you see they're 14 hours ahead of us, so we watched this last night, and a lot of people think that it's just going on today, but actually happened yesterday for us. Because it's already tomorrow there, we're behind them. Oh my. Isn't this crazy? I say they're not going to find anybody that knows anything about it. They're probably hoping that I'll hang up. Probably. Oh boy. He's going to be messaging me back pretty soon. Well, did they say anything? She's going to get impatient. Say no, I've been on hold for 15 minutes. Seriously, folks, I think that it's just that nobody there can answer any questions about it because nobody there knows anything about it. And that's why we have to spread the word about this. The common rank and file local Jehovah's Witnesses in your town, city, state, whatever, they know nothing about it because the organization doesn't know anything about it. Everybody's keeping it quiet. They're not going to say anything about it. They're not going to tell anybody. They don't want to know what's going on. Oh, I think it's funny that they are this isolated and kept shielded and ignorant about the things and going on around them. I think it's shameful. I know when I grew up in there, I found out real quick when I left that I was really socially and psychologically stunted from being isolated. People say, well, where did you grow up? I say under a rock. I grew up under a rock because, man, I wasn't taught anything about the real world, just the fantasy world they live in. And see, they're living in a fantasy world where they don't know what's going on. You can approach them and they won't say anything because they don't know anything about it. There are very, very few actual Jehovah's Witnesses that know anything about the Australian Royal Commission or Jeffrey Jackson appearing there at all last year. They don't know anything about any of it. You know, they don't say, oh yeah, by the way, Jeffrey Jackson had been to Australia and he went in front of the Australian Royal Commission and talked to government officials about what they're going to do about these things. They won't tell them. Nope. Keep them all blind, in the dark, under a rock. Yeah. And people should know what's going on in the world around them. I mean, how are you going to know the signs of the times? How can you recognize the end of the system that they're looking for if they don't know what's going on in the world? You know, just doesn't make any sense. They're just too shielded and too isolated, and they don't know what's going on, not even in their own organization. They don't know what's going on. And this shows it. Oh my God, how long is this? 17 minutes. Oh my God. And you know where the first call was. This is the second call. Yeah. It's pretty bad. They're probably hoping I'll hang up. I can be stubborn. I'll wait a little while. My other son telling me that I gotta pick him up pretty soon for work. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. $18. Oh my God, really? 18 minutes? Isn't that shameful? They must have a little light flashing on their phone. They know they left somebody on hold. The receptionist, you think, would come back or something and say, hey, we can't find anybody right now to help you. Could you call back tomorrow? They're just going to ignore me. 19 minutes. I'll let it go to 20 minutes, and then I'll call the receptionist back and say, hey, you know, I'm on hold for 20 minutes. Can't you find anybody to answer questions for me? Do you know anything about it? Watch. I will. Serious. Another 30 seconds. I'm going to hang up and call the receptionist back, because either way, she's still looking for somebody to answer the dumb call. Oh, Jurassic Park again. That song cracks me up. It sounds just like it. It does. See, I can picture these dinosaurs behind the big cable fences, you know. Oh my God, there, look at all those dinosaurs. 20 minutes. Okay. We're going to hang up. I'm going to call him back.
Good afternoon, Jehovah's Witnesses.
Hi, I was on hold for 20 minutes. I thought maybe you could find someone to tell me about the Australian Royal Commission. Did you not find anybody?
I'm sorry, there's really not anyone I can put you through to.
Is it that they just don't know about what happened, or how is that?
It wasn't something that the public Office of Public Information had anything to deal with, so I really don't know anyone that can help you. I'm sorry.
There isn't any elders or people there that saw the Royal Commission and listened to see what was going on in Australia? I mean, it is your branch office.
Yes, I'm sure that the Australian branch is well aware of what's going on.
Well, how come you're the world headquarters and don't know what's going on in the branch?
I'm not saying that no one knows. I'm just saying I don't see how anyone that can help you. They're aware of the situation. Thank you for calling.
Well, what do you think of it? Do you think it went well?
I'm sorry, I'm working on the switchboard and I don't really have time to speak with you. I hope that you have a good day.
Oh my God, she hung up on me. Isn't that just... Oh my God. Really? That's what you get, folks. Yep. From the world headquarters. There you go.